welcome back to the channel. So a few weeks ago I got approached for testing a red dot, and I'd already made a video about it. It's the one previous to this one, and generally speaking I get about, on average, some weeks it's higher, some weeks it's lower, but I get about 2 requests to do reviews on red dots, and generally they're like I mentioned in the other video, they're the fly-by-night companies, the brand new ones, the ones nobody's ever heard of, because I can be honest with myself, I've got a relatively small channel. Normally I say no. There's no shortage of YouTube, gun tubers that will test all these red dots, give glaring reviews and all this good stuff, all for, I don't know, I hate to say selling out, because we're not really getting anything. In this case I got a $125 dot sight. It's not that big of a deal. This time I was like, yeah, I think I'll do it. Why not? This time I said okay, and it is the Votatu PMD 504, and I specifically asked for a green dot. I have recently become a convert to the dot sights, just general term red dot sight. The dot sight that I got, it's a green dot sight, because my eyes are old. I turn 50 next week and I don't see as well as I used to. So I got a green dot sight because I can see green really well, and it really worked out well for me. So basically what this is going to be, I finally got to the range, put, oh my gosh, about 250 rounds down between 2 frames, 1 slide. This is a Palmetto State upper slide, and this is a Grit Grips, I'll put the name down here, Grit Grips lower. It's kind of a Gen 3 Glock 19 size frame. We originally started on this Lone Wolf frame, and testing it out, I wanted to do it on different frames because the grip angles are different. One's more upright and one's a little more relaxed, like the Glock and all that good stuff. So as we get further into this video, here I'm going to show you what the different frames look like with it on there, and I think it looks good. I mean, the sight looks fine. The one thing I noticed, I think because it's a green dot, because their image on the internet shows their red dot has a very reddish, orangish colored glass, like most of them. This one is a grayish colored, like tinted glass. And I don't think that the green needs as much stuff to reflect it, or it needed a little bit of a mirror from that gray. With 250 rounds down range, I wanted to be sure that also I could get these things zeroed. I took this Lone Wolf frame with the slide on top, and I have shot that pistol before with that slide, and I knew that the sights were sighted in. So I lollipopped it. I put the dot, if I was using my sights, I put the dot where I would be aiming using my sights. I get out to the range and lo and behold, facts are facts, it was zeroed. Got all that taken care of, did some shooting with it. I need to fix a few things. I'm not a big time pistol shooter. Changing that. My first pistol competition in over 15 years is in 3.5 weeks. Shot pretty decent groups. Then I said, okay, check the block. It does what it's supposed to do. The sight works. It illuminates, it has shake awake, and it works. So I can't really complain too much about that. But it's a very vibrant green dot, and it's 3 MOA, like I said. The same day I was also shooting my SIG P365 macro TAC Ops, mouthful, with a 6 MOA dot from Holosun. I like 6 MOA better, but this sight is very usable. So then I said, you know what, how durable is this thing? Is it going to withstand a little bit of abuse? I didn't want to completely destroy this thing because I just got it and I wanted to use it some more, but can it withstand some abuse? And so what I did then was, I'm going to show you here, I racked the pistol against the bench 10 times kind of hard on a couple of them, and then shot 5 shots. And I'll show you the shot group there. And then I cleared the weapon, turned it over, and I smacked it against the shooting bench, I think 5 or 6 times. Not like crazy, but I smacked it like, oh, I dropped it on the table. I dropped it from 6 inches or so to mimic that. Shot 5 more shots into that shot group, and the next picture here, they're still together. I said, well, I gotta do one more thing. I don't like throwing my pistols around, so I didn't go out in the parking lot and chunk it down. I didn't drag it behind my car or anything like that. So what I did then, I took it about 14 to 18 inches off the ground and dropped it straight onto the optic. I did have to remove the barrel and the spring, The range that I try not to go to, but it's the only option I really have other than driving an hour and a half to my property. It kind of sucks, and if I wanted to remove that from the line and do that, that was the requirement. So I complied. So I dropped it onto the site, it got dirty, it actually didn't even scratch it. Went back, shot 5 more shots, and it did just fine after that. So I think we're past the time of this site is a brand new one, it just comes from this Chinese company that just hit the market and it's gonna absolutely suck. I think we're past that. At one time, Holosun sucked, and now it's like they're the only ones that get a Chinese pass. Every American shooter's like, but it's a Holosun. Well, it's still Chinese. So do Chinese optics get a pass or not? That's for you to decide, not me. As far as we're speaking, this site did just fine. It seemed to pass all the tests. Longevity-wise, we will be able to tell that in a few weeks, a few months after I get a lot of more shots through it. But for now, it passed my little 3 tests. I'm probably going to have to standardize something if I start accepting more optics, but for the meantime, it passed those tests, it maintained 0, and it continues to function just fine. Check them out on Amazon. I'll put a screenshot here from Amazon how much these things cost, because if my memory serves me correctly, they're like 125 bucks. And if you're just looking for a budget option to get into it, to test the waters, to really see if you want to like it, man, I really hate to do it, but I think it might work. I think it might be an okay optic. I'm not rushing back out to destroy this thing because, like I said, it works, and I want to use it quite a bit more. Take what I say with a grain of salt. You guys got to find your own comfort zone, I guess. I was not comfortable with red dots for a long time because I didn't realize that I don't see red dots very well. I see green dots really well, so I bought a Holosun green dot 6 MOA, you know, enclosed emitter optic, EPS carry, and it's freaking awesome. And I also bought that within 2 days of getting this thing. I don't have a lot of experience with these red dots. There's a lot of you guys out there that are recreational shooters, competitive shooters. You also have YouTube channels, things like that. You're much more well-versed in this realm than I am. But just sharing my experience coming into saying, I now want to use dot sights, I can't wait to go do a competition. I think this is going to be a game changer for me. I think if you've not used red dots before or green dots before, you should go give it its fair shake. I think you owe that to yourself because I think you're going to be amazed. So we have gone long enough. It passed my little 3 tests. It maintained 0. It was easy to 0. Comes with a little screwdriver to adjust it. All that information's in the previous video. Here's the box, the PMD 504 from Votatu. For the price, I think it might be acceptable. I don't know if it's a winner because I don't have enough experience to determine that. But for now, it's acceptable. Stay tactical.